welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to do another unboxing with you guys, but this time it is Diamond Art Club kits from their Amazon storefront. So there was an email that came out from Diamond Art Club at some point this week. They were promoting something. I can't remember what it was, but at the very bottom it said, we've added all new kits to our Amazon storefront. And if there's one thing about me, if you guys haven't figured this out by now, is I love Amazon. So I was like, all right, let me just go over and take a look and see what they have added to the storefront. And it turned out it was 3 kits that I could not leave behind. Now, these are the 3 newest ones that I saw. I don't know if there are other ones. I do at times check their storefront. I will admit I'm not the best at staying on top of what's new. But these 3 are definitely new, and they are all so cute, and definitely some smaller snack size kits that I wanted to add in to my stash. So we're going to start. I'm going to give you the price that they are currently listed at on Amazon. Now, a part of me was like, maybe you should wait and see if these go on sale, because Diamond Art Club does usually join in on Prime Day or Black Friday or Cyber Monday throughout the Amazon world. So usually there is a discount on their kits, but I decided that I would grab them at the normal price and I would share them with you guys. And that way, if they do happen to be on sale for any of those days that are coming, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, then you would already know what you're getting. Some of Amazon's Black Friday deals have already started, and these are not included. So it could just end up being that they're too new to be included in the sale, but it was worth it to me to pick these ones up to share with you guys on the channel. So we're going to start with the smallest one. This is Boo and the Pumpkin by, is it Catriona Crehan? This is a 27.8 by 22.8 centimeter round drill canvas. This is actually a zoomed in version of one of the diamond paintings that was released with this year's Halloween drop. It was one that I had my eye on, and I just ended up deciding to pass on it. So when I saw it in this really small size, it's kind of perfect. Now, this one is a great price at $12.99. And it will be a nice one to have in my stash for next Halloween, just to kind of fill in those few days usually that I have free at the end of the month, but I'm not quite ready to start another diamond painting. This one will fit into that just perfectly. So let's open our box. We do have the Amazon flyer that comes in these particular kits. It is amazon.com/Diamond Art Club if you're looking for their storefront. Now, I will say, if you put Diamond Art Club into the search bar on Amazon, you will get other kits. So definitely try to find the legitimate storefront for Diamond Art Club, and you can use this website to get you there. We do have the same warranty and stuff. You do have to register your kits that you're not buying directly from Diamond Art Club, so all of that information is on this little flyer. Let's see. Similar to our regular kits from Diamond Art Club, we do have the thank you for your purchase envelope, and inside of there we do have a treasure quest card. This one's cute. It is a bronze, very cute. And then we also have our sticker sheet. So this little guy, 27.8 by 22.8 centimeter kit, has 37 colors with 1 AB and 4 fairy dust drills, which we will take a look at in a moment. It's so very cute though. Isn't it adorable? I like this one quite a bit. Okay, toolkit. Are you guys tired of me yet with the toolkit? Get used to it. I will go over just one, and then you can trust me when I tell you that the toolkits in the other 2 kits we're going to look at are exactly the same. So we do have the Diamond Art Club Twist and Pick pen. You guys probably know by now that our single placer is preloaded with clear wax, and as you twist it, it will dispense some more wax for you. We have a thin 4-placer on the other side. We have some baggies. We have an extra brick of clear wax. We have the Diamond Art Club tray. This is the small size. And then inside we have a thin 7-placer and we have a pink heart-shaped piece of wax. And that is our toolkit. Let's get into the fun stuff, which is going to be the canvas, of course. I love these little tiny ones. They're just adorable. Look at how cute it is. Oh my gosh. I am rolling it backwards just to get it to lay flat. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's so cute. I'm going to try to adjust the lighting a little bit so you're not getting a ton of glare, but that is so cute. It's such a teeny tiny little size. We'll take a quick look at the drills. I'm going to pull out the specials as we go, and I will show you, I will show you where those go on the canvas. So we have 2 bags of 310. We have our first fairy dust drill here. And then we're gonna have lots of autumnal colors, so browns and orangey colors, neutrally type shades. Obviously these are smaller bags because it's such a small kit. Oops, here's our second fairy dust. And then the rest of this stream. And then finally, some very tiny bags here. We're looking for, I think, 2 more fairy dust and an AB. Here's our AB. And there is a fairy dust right next to it. And then we have a yellow fairy dust. Okay, I'm gonna put these drills off to the side for me to deal with later. All right, our specials. We have AB 741, which is an orange. We have Fairy Dust Drill 743, which is a yellow. Love that. We have Fairy Dust 817, which is a really pretty red. Fairy Dust 3853, which is kind of like a brownie orange. And then finally we have Fairy Dust 3865, which is a white. So first up is our AB, which is the letter X symbol on the canvas. This is going to be in the pumpkin. Just in the pumpkin, it looks like. I don't see any, nope, there's a few in the leaves that are around his head as well. So around the pumpkin, and then he has like a leaf flower crown type of thing. And there are a few of these ABs in there. For Z743, this is the plus sign symbol. This one is also on the top of the pumpkin. And then there are a few, once again, in the leaves on his head. And then there are a few along the bottom here. And just a couple in the tree as well. So not a ton of these specials. Obviously, you can tell by the amount in the bag, but they're there. Then we have Z817. This is the asterisk symbol. This one is also in the pumpkins. It's in the leaf that he has in his little ghosty hand. And then there's a couple again on this little crown that he has on top of his head. So it seems like the specials are all kind of in the same place, which I don't mind. If it makes sense, it makes sense. And then we have Z3853. We have a few more of this special. This one is the up arrow. And again, we do have that on the leaves around his head. And then there's like a leaf falling off of this tree. We have some of the fairy dust in there. And then along the bottom, we have a few as well. And then finally, our final fairy dust drill is 3865, which is the little tiny square. And this is right in the front of the ghost. So you can kind of see the white pieces. There's like a cream, but then there's like a bright white. That is that fairy dust drill. So kind of outlining the front of him, and then there's a big patch in the middle of the ghost. And then there's a few along the bottom as well. So a very cute, spooky paintings. This one obviously won't be getting done this year, but I will happily put it in my stash for next Halloween. So that's the first kit. Next, we have Feline Festivities by Peggy Collins. Did you guys really think I was going to pass up a Christmas cat diamond painting? No, absolutely not. The second I saw this, I was like, you're coming home with me. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And I will do my best to find time to finish you this year. So everything in here is the same as the last kit. We have our toolkit, we have the Amazon flyer, and we have a thank you for your purchase envelope. This one on the Amazon storefront is $22.99. This one is the most expensive of the three, which is interesting because, oh, it is a little bit bigger. It is a little bit bigger than the last one that I have to show you. So a little bit more expensive than the others. We have another bronze Treasure Quest card. Very cute. And here it is. Isn't that just adorable? Like I said before, I do think this is a zoomed in version of a past advent calendar kit. If you guys know for sure, definitely let me know in the comments down below. This one is a round drill and we have 52 colors. Looks like we have, oh my gosh, we have 2 ABs and we have 5 fairy dust drills. So lots of specials in this one. And it does have 52 colors. So quite a few colors for a smaller kit. But I'm very excited to take a look at this one. So I will roll this backwards. Oh my gosh, look at it. Oh, that's so cute. I love that one. I mean, it's cats and Christmas. How could I not? 2 of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Take a look at the drills. Again, I will just kind of give you a little pan and I will cut out the specials as I find them, which here's our first one right off the bat. I'm gonna have some grays and browns, one little bag of 310, some very pretty green shades, Christmas green, followed by some Christmas red. One of these is a fairy dust drill. So we'll cut that out. And we have another fairy dust drill in green. And then here's the rest of this train. Two bags of 168, which is a gray. Here is our AB 606. So I think I'm looking for 2 more fairy dust drills, and here's one of them, a dark gray. Ooh, that's an interesting color, 3348. A light green. Oh, we have another yellow special. I'm always jazzed when we have a yellow special. And then, oh, we did have another AB. A 972. Okie dokie. And then here is the rest of the train. More of the same colors in those same color families. So that is the color palette for this one. Let me collect these, and then we will talk about the specials. Okay. What are we working with here? This got a little bent, so I'm having to refold. Okay, there we go. So our two ABs, we have a red and an orange. So we have 606. We have 972, an orangey yellowy AB. And then for fairy dust drills, we have 413, which is a really dark gray. It's actually a really pretty fairy dust color. I know the lighting isn't perfect. It's unfortunately already basically dark here. So I'm having to use a lot of natural, or not natural, a lot of artificial light. So hopefully the coating is coming up on these fairy dust drills. Then we have a red in everybody's favorite number. We have a green in 702, kind of like a medium green color. We have a yellow in 3822. And then finally, we do have a pretty good size white fairy dust in 3865. So let's talk about where all of these go on the canvas. First up, AB 606 is the letter L on the canvas. This is going to be throughout the Santa hat that the cat has on, and then there is also a few in each of the red ornaments that you see here, or baubles if you're from somewhere outside of the US. Then we have AB 972, that orangey yellow color. It's this symbol on the canvas. And this one is going to be in the ornaments as well. Is that an ornament or a light, actually? Is that a light bulb? I think it's meant to be a light bulb. What do you guys think? I think it's meant to be like one of those old-fashioned style, like round bulb lights, I think is what that is. And then I think it's actually just in that area. There's a few up top here. Maybe this is another part of a light that you're just kind of seeing a little bit of. There's a few of them in that area as well. For our dark gray, 413, it's the diamond symbol. Here it is again, really pretty with that special coating on it. This one is going to be in the fur of the cat. It looks like more on the body, less so on the face. I don't think I'm seeing any on the face. That looks pretty much like it would be 310. But I do see some down along the body of the cat. There's a few of these thrown in there, which I think will be very pretty. It'll kind of give you the light is kind of coming off of his fur. So that should be nice. Then we have Fairy Dust 666, which is the capital letter N symbol on the canvas. This is also going to be in the hat, like that AB was, which I do very much enjoy when a fairy dust and an AB can kind of work off of each other. I think that's always really pretty. So there's some in the hat. There's also a few in the collar. And then we have some more in the red ornaments as well. Next up is 702, which is the check mark symbol on the canvas. This is going to be throughout this little piece of the tree that we see here. Obviously, this is just a part of it, but we do have a few of these green fairy dust drills thrown throughout, and I think that'll look really pretty. It'll kind of give like the effect of this bulb giving that glow, and I think that's going to be very nice. So I like that. Then we have Fairy Dust 3822, which is that pale yellow. It is the up arrow right here. That is going to be in his eyes. There's also a few on the buckle of his collar. And then in those yellowy light areas, we have some more of these fairy dust drills. So very pretty with that one as well. And then finally, we have 3865, which is going to be that same little baby square from before. And this is going to be all of the white that you see in this diamond painting. So it looks like there's kind of snow falling. So there's a little bit of snow on the hat. Is that right? That's kind of what it looks like to me, at least. So there's some on the hat. There's some in the middle of his face. The whiskers are all this fairy dust AB, which I absolutely love. I love when there are specials in the cat's whiskers. It just gives that more realistic, like, iridescentness of a cat's whisker. So I love that. There's also a pretty big patch on his chest here. And then throughout the tree, we have little pieces of the white fairy dust drill. So really pretty. I love all the specials that they've chosen for this one. I definitely think it's going to add to the painting versus being too much, because sometimes when it's these smaller diamond paintings, so many special drills can just be a bit too much. But I think these ones are going to be very nice for this particular kit. So that one is Feline Festivities by Peggy Collins. And we're down to our last diamond painting, which is my favorite of the bunch. Is it my favorite of the bunch? I think it might be. You guys know I love my Christmas and my cat kits, but this one is so pretty. So this is Echoes of the Moonlit Depth by Christian Reese Larson. It's a 32.1 centimeter by 28.4, and it's a square drill. I think this is my first square from the Amazon storefront. I think everything else that I've purchased from them or been gifted from people in my life have all been rounds. So I was excited, kind of. I was kind of excited to see that there was a square. But I was more so just excited that we had an orca diamond painting. I've completed another orca kit from a different shop and I liked it very much. And I think I have one more in my stash from Dreamer Designs. It's like a Curtis Reykjavik one, but this one is like a majestic orca and I like that quite a bit. I do love orcas. I went down a whole rabbit hole a few years ago, and I've just been obsessed with them ever since. So same stuff inside this box. We had the Amazon flyer, we had the toolkit, and then we also had the thank you for your purchase envelope. And inside of here, we have the Treasure Quest card, another bronze, shocking. And then we have our sticker sheet. So here is the image. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? It's so pretty. This one has 43 colors, and like I said, it is a square. Very pretty blues and purples. We have one AB. We have one, I believe, iridescent drill. No, we have a frosted drill. I always forget what the M stands for. We have a frosted drill, and then we have 3 fairy dust drills. So I'm excited to take a look at those. This canvas, by the way, was $19.99. Not too shabby. And oh my gosh, look at the confetti. Oh my Lanta. The confetti. Okay, to ease your mind, it looks like this side, very confetti heavy. This side, not so much. So, I just had to open the confetti side for it first, of course. Okay, roll this backwards. That's so pretty though. Mine did get a little bit banged up in the box, but this will flatten out over time. The confetti is wild right there. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty though. That's really beautiful. Let's take a look at the drills. I'm very interested in the frosted. So what do we got here? We're gonna have lots of blues and purples. So we have our first fairy dust here. 2 different shades of blue. But our first fairy dust is kind of like a periwinkle. More blue. I feel like probably close to every shade of blue is going to be in this particular diamond painting. We do have one little bag of 310. Ooh, there's the frosted drill. That's pretty. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. More blue. If you're a blue lover, this one might be for you. We have Fairy Dust 3865 once again. Blues and purples. Ooh, that's a really pretty fairy dust drill. I feel like I always say that for this color. The fairy dust is just so striking on that blue. And then kind of a neutrally color mixed in there with all our blues and purples. Got a few pinks. Here is an AB 3756. And then, there we go. That is the end of our colors. Let me put these over here. I have to keep them all separated so I remember which drills go to which canvas. Okay, here we go. Specials. First one, AB 3756. Kind of this like minty white color. This one used to be very, very popular in Diamond Art Club kits way back in the day when they had very few specials. This one was very popular. Then we have the Frosted Drill M519, kind of a medium blue. Hopefully you guys can see the frostiness of that one. We have Z341, so kind of that periwinkle fairy dust. We have Z798, that darker blue. The coating just stands out so much off of that blue. And then finally we have our white 3865. Okay, our AB is the double strips of bacon symbol. At least that's what I call it. This one, let's see. Double strips of bacon. Where are you? Usually I can spot the bacon a mile away. Okay, here's a... Nope, that's not it. That's a different symbol completely. Why aren't I seeing this color? Usually if I can't find it, that leads me to believe that there's very few. Okay, I see literally one right here. And then I see a few right around the white part on the orca. I'm trying to see. You know, it's like the patch above their eye, but I'm trying to see where else it would be. Is it literally 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drills of that color? Thought it might be. I don't see it anywhere else. Could I be missing it? Yes. But those are the only ones that I see. So if you work on this one, you might find more, but that's what I see at this moment in time. Next, we have our frosted drill, which is this symbol, which is the one I was just looking at that I was confusing for the bacon. Quite a few of this one. So throughout the like spray coming off of the orca, we have some of that mixed in there. There's also a few throughout the water on this right hand side, and then towards the top there's a bunch up here. So kind of all throughout all this spray coming off of the orca, we have a ton of that frosted drill, which is going to be so pretty. I think it's going to look really nice with what I'm assuming is going to be a fairy dust or two in that area. We'll get to that in a moment, but these are like really, really pretty. I don't actually know. I know I have a couple of kits that have the frosted drills, but I don't know if I've ever actually worked with them before. So that'll be exciting. Then we have Z341. This is the black box or black square symbol. This one is kind of in the sky area. There's like a purpley blue sky around the mountains. It's in this particular area right here. There's also a few further up towards the top of the kit, but it looks like they're mostly concentrated in this area on the left. I do also see a handful on this right side of the sky as well. Next we have Z798, so that darker blue. This one is the corner triangle. This one is the darkest part of the whale down towards their tail. Obviously, this is mostly 310, but there is some of this blue kind of outlining certain areas of the orca. There's some around this spot here. There's some around the front of the whale. There's a few on top. So kind of outlining it in some areas, not all the way around, but in some areas we do have this blue fairy dust drill, which is very pretty. And then finally we have the white fairy dust drill, 3865, same little square as the other two kits. And once again, this is all the white that you see on the canvas. So all of the water coming off, wherever you see the little white speckles, it is this particular fairy dust drill. So I do think that's going to be very pretty. There's also one single fairy dust drill right at the very tippy top of his nose right here. So very pretty. I'm excited for this one. I feel like this could definitely be a wintry diamond painting, just with like the landscape we have going on. So I might work on this one in January, perhaps. We'll see how things work out, but I would like to work on this one sooner rather than later. So let me get all three of our canvases back together here so we can see everything all at once. So we have Echoes of the Moonlit Depth. This one again was $19.99. We have Feline Festivities. This one was $22.99. And then we have Boo and the Pumpkin, which was $12.99. So really cute kits from the Diamond Art Club Amazon storefront. I will have all three of these linked in the description box down below if you're interested in picking them up. Just as a reminder, my links through Amazon are affiliate, so if you're not interested in using them, I totally understand. You can track down the Amazon Diamond Art Club storefront a different way, and you can hopefully find them that way. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have picked any of these up. I was really excited to see these three on the storefront. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We're getting close to the craziness of Black Friday, so I hope everybody has a little bit of a rest this weekend and is excited to see what's to come next week. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.